Title. We're gonna start with Marvel movie tier list before we get into some Marvel Rivals gameplay. You know, playing this game has kind of got me back into just looking into Marvel lore and stuff like that. I know the MCU has been kind of bad lately, but yeah, I don't know. I've some high hopes for the future. I'm trying to keep a positive mindset about it. So let's get into it real quick. All right. So we're going to start with the tier list, guys. So right away, The Hulk. I never saw this movie. So we're going to put it in the haven't seen category. Simple as that. There's a lot of these that I haven't seen, especially some of the newer stuff. I haven't really kept up with a lot of the newer stuff, but everything up until like Endgame, like I've seen most of it. You know what I mean? First Iron Man, peak, dude. Absolute classic, a banger. It's got to be S tier. There's nowhere else to put it. Started off the MCU on a high note. Um, started, got that hype going for it immediately. So yeah, first Iron Man S tier movie, absolutely. Now these are a little bit out of order. It seems like because next we have the second Iron Man. Now the second Iron Man. Okay, so it's been a while since I've seen some of these, and from what I remember, the second Iron Man it was decent, but it wasn't nearly as good as the first one. It's definitely not S tier. If I had to put it somewhere on this list, probably gonna have to go with B tier. I think it's a B tier movie for sure. Thor. Now this movie was kind of bad, dude. Not gonna lie. Um, yeah, I don't remember this movie being very good at all. I don't think it's F tier. I don't think it's complete garbage, but I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. It's not a very good movie. Captain America though, very good. I don't know if it's S tier though. I don't know if I'm gonna rank it that high, but all these ads are bothering me. I really need to get like an ad blocker or something. But anyways, yeah, Captain America, the first one, I think is a very good movie. I don't think it's S tier. I think A is probably the best spot for it. I think it's a A tier movie for sure. Now the first Avengers I thought was really good also. Again, not sure if it's S tier. Um but I do think it's a very good movie. I think it's a very solid first Avengers movie, you know? So yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in A tier. Post credit scene, you have them introduce Thanos. Um, I think that like did a good job of like getting it started with like kind of the whole team camaraderie between like the original Avengers, and overall, I think it's a very solid movie and well deserving of A tier on this list. Iron Man 3 is the worst Iron Man movie. Straight up, I don't think it's a very good movie. This is tough, dude, because I don't think it's as bad as Thor, but it's definitely the worst Iron Man movie. I don't know if I want to put it in D tier. I think we'll put it in C tier for now. We might move some of these around later. We're doing this live, so things might change. We might move some stuff around. But for now, I'm putting the third Iron Man in C tier. Because I think it's bad, but, is it that bad? Like, you know what? I'm going to put it in D tier. Yeah, I'm going to put it ahead of Thor, but it's still D tier. Thor the Dark World, ass, dude. Not a good movie at all. I think it might even be worse than the first Thor. It that was a pretty bad movie. Now, Winter Soldier, on the other hand, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is a goated movie. For me, it's top three. Top three Marvel movie. Um, just the storyline, the final battle, like everything about this movie is peak, dude. This is like peak Marvel right here. Love this movie, and can't go anywhere else except for S tier. Easy S tier movie. You know what? I'll put it ahead of Iron Man 2. That's like top three Marvel movie for me. It's absolutely goated. Guardians of the Galaxy, dude, that's another goated movie, but is it S tier? Right now, I have an idea of what movies are going to be S tier. I don't think I'm going to put very many in S tier, but Guardians of the Galaxy is very close. Honestly, all three Guardians of the Galaxy movies are very close. I'm going to put this in A tier for sure. These ads, dude, they're bothering me, bro. Okay, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy A tier. I think it's better than the first Avengers. I'm going to put it ahead of Captain America, too. I'm going to put it at top of A tier for me. Very good movie. Age of Ultron. Now, this is an interesting one. Honestly, I think it might be the worst of the Avengers films. I don't know. Just it was kind of a weird movie. I think this is a C tier movie, I'd say. I'd say it's pretty average. I don't think it's great. Uh, you know what? If I'm putting Ultron in C tier, I think I'm gonna have to put Iron Man 3 in C tier also. Because I think Ultron, or Iron Man 2, I mean. I think Ultron might be. I think it's better than Iron Man 2, to be honest. That might be a hot take, but I do think Age of Ultron is better than Iron Man 2. But I don't. I think it's a pretty average movie overall. Ant-Man, I thought Ant-Man was pretty good. I liked it. I don't think it's as good as these movies in A and S tier, so I think Ant-Man's a good movie to put in B tier. It's a good movie. It was funny. Um, it did a good job of introducing Ant-Man as a character. I think it's a good movie. Civil War, dude. Okay, I feel like some people hate on Civil War, but for me, I really like that movie, bro. Like you have like kind of some more philosophical elements to it. Like it's almost like a allegory for like deontology versus utilitarianism. And I like it when movies kind of have like a philosophical undertone like that. I studied a lot of philosophy in college, and for me, I really like that about this movie. And it makes it like pretty high on my list, low key. This might be a hot take, but I think Civil War. I think it's an A tier movie, dude. I really like it. I like the just the commentary, like all the like how there's like this whole like political conflict with like how you deal with the Avengers. Um, like the split between Tony Stark and Captain America. Like, I think it's I don't know, dude. I really like Civil War. I think it's a better movie than some people make it out to be. Again, I haven't seen some of these movies in a while, and what I might do is I'm gonna do this tier list right now, and then I think I'm gonna go back and rewatch all these movies, and then I might make an updated tier list a little bit later. I think that's a good plan. Because I kind of want to rewatch the MCU anyway, and I kind of want to get caught up because dude, I have high hopes for like Phase 6. I feel like it might be good because you got the Fantastic Four movie coming out, you got Avengers Doomsday, you got Secret Wars. Like, I'm thinking this next phase for Marvel might actually be pretty good. I mean, I think they're probably setting up for a reboot of the MCU, and I think going with the whole multiverse thing is going to be good for that. But yeah, so I mean, I plan on like rewatching these movies and then getting caught back up because a lot of the newer stuff I just haven't seen. So yeah, this is the list for now, and then we're gonna revisit this later for sure. Doctor Strange, I thought was a good movie. I think okay. So this is what I think about Doctor Strange. I think most of the movie is great, but I didn't think the ending was that good, from what I remember. Now it's been a while since I've seen it again, but I didn't remember the ending being anything special. I think Doctor Strange, if they got the ending right, it could be like S tier, like A or S tier. But because they didn't get it right, I'm gonna put it in B tier. I'm gonna put it above Ant Man though. I think it's a better movie than Ant Man, but I think they just messed it up with the ending, dude. Um, could have been great, but overall, it's a solid movie. I will say that. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, that's another A tier movie for me. All the Guardians movies are very good. Um, as far as where I'm going to place it in A tier, I think I'll put it above the first Avengers movie. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it right there. You know what? I might drop the first Avengers movie down to B tier. Because honestly, I think Doctor Strange might be a better movie than the first Avengers movie, also. Yeah, I think that looks good for now. Okay, the first Spider Man movie. I think this is probably the best of the MCU Spider Man movies. It's a very good movie. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it is very good. And so for that reason, I'm going to put it in A tier. Very good movie. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed the first Spider-Man. Thor Ragnarok, peak, dude. This is peak Marvel right here. It did a beautiful job of setting up Infinity War. Just the characters, Thor and Hulk, and just the comedy in the movie. Like, very good movie. Good villain too. Hela was a great villain. I like how they handled her storyline, and just top three Marvel movie for me. This is incredible. I don't know if it's better than Winter Soldier though. That's tough. Between those two, it's tough. That's a tough choice for me between those two. I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and we might revisit it at the end. But Thor Ragnarok, great movie, dude. Black Panther, another great movie, dude. This was where the MCU was just hitting, like just banger after banger after banger, dude. Black Panther, amazing movie, dude. Putting that in S tier. I love the soundtrack. Kendrick Lamar did a lot of the soundtrack. Big Kendrick Lamar fan. Um, I love T'Challa as a character, dude. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. It was just a great movie, dude. Killmonger, I think, was a great villain. I think some people might disagree with that, but I really like Killmonger as a villain. Um, Black Panther, S tier Marvel movie. Top five Marvel movie for me for sure. Great movie. Infinity War, dude. This might be my number one, dude. This was incredible. I mean, just at the end, like we all know what happened at the end. Um, just peak, dude. Incredible movie. This might be I think that is my number one Marvel movie. I think Infinity War is the best. It's excellent. Endgame, I don't think was as good. I don't think it was as good as Infinity War. I think the pacing was a little off, but at the end of the day, I think it gave us a satisfying ending to the Infinity Saga. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it in A tier. I think it's an A tier movie. I think it's better than Spider Man. I don't think it's as good as Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's better than Civil War. So I might move Civil War back here. I might move the first Captain America back here also. Is it better than Guardians of Volume 2? I think it's better than Volume 2. I don't think it's better than Volume 1 though. Yeah, I'm going to put it right there. I think that's a good spot for it. Now, the second Spider-Man, I think, was the worst of the Spider-Man movies. I don't think it's bad, but I think the other Spider-Man movies are just better. And overall, I think it's a pretty average Marvel movie. So I'm probably going to put it in C tier. I think it's top C tier, though. It's going to be the top of C tier. Oh, man. I might put it in B tier, actually. Yeah, I think it might actually be better than Ant-Man. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Rohi Blanco was good. You have time for a cover song reaction? After I finish this tier list, maybe. I'll let you know. We're just kind of getting through this Marvel movie tier list right now. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp, I didn't think was that great. It's tough. Is it worse than the first two Thor movies? Huh. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Moving the Dark World. I think I might have to move this down to F tier, dude. That was a bad movie. And then I might put Ant-Man and the Wasp right behind the first Thor in D tier. Really wasn't a good movie. Yeah, I think that's good. Captain Marvel, I think, was overhated. I think that was actually a decent movie. I don't think it's like excellent, you know what I mean? But I think it's at least C tier. I think C tier is a good spot. I think it's better than these movies, but it's not as good as the movies ahead of it. I think it's top of C tier, maybe. I think it might be better than Ultron. Again, I don't really remember. I haven't seen some of these movies in a while, but right now I think that's a good spot for Captain Marvel. Thought it was a decent movie. It might even be B tier. I think it's an above average Marvel movie. I think it's really solid, actually. You know what? I think I'm going to switch Ant-Man and Captain Marvel. Yeah, there we go. I might... Low-key, Ant-Man's kind of falling down the list for me. I think it's, like, decent, but it's, like, not that good. You know what I mean? I think that's good for now. Okay. Okay, now we're getting into the TV shows. Now I haven't watched a lot of the shows. WandaVision I have seen. And I thought it was pretty good. I thought the ending was a little weird, but I thought the show overall was actually not bad. It's tough to rank these shows, dude, because you're like comparing shows to movies. And like, if I'm ranking it as a show, I think it's probably like C or B tier, but like I'm gonna have a hard time putting WandaVision over some of these movies. You know what I mean? So I might put it at the bottom of C tier. I think that might be a good spot for it right now. Cause I just have a hard time putting it above like Ant Man, Iron Man 2, and Ultron. Like, cause I mean, as a TV show, it's pretty good, but like, again, it's just hard to compare it to those movies. You know, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier though, I think is overhated. Um, a lot of people hated on it. Like now, granted, the villain wasn't very good. Um, But I think Falcon's character arc in that movie is what really shines. You know, like him going through the process of like becoming Captain America. I think that part of it was really good. But overall, yeah, it's decent. It's decent. I think it's better than WandaVision. And that might be a hot take, but that's how I feel about it. Now, a lot of these movies coming up I have not seen. So I never watched Black Widow, dude. I feel like people hated on it at first, and it kind of made me not want to watch it. I kind of lost interest in the MCU there for a while. So like Black Widow haven't seen, Shang-Chi haven't seen, Eternals haven't seen. And again, a lot of the TV shows I haven't seen. So Hawkeye, haven't seen it. Moon Knight, I watched like the first episode, haven't seen the whole show. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, haven't seen. Miss Marvel, haven't seen it. Thor: Love and Thunder, I have seen it, and I think it's pretty bad. Honestly, I think it's better than Thor and the Dark World. I think I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's a pretty bad movie, but I don't think it's bad enough to be F tier. It was really disappointing, dude, because like I feel like they had so much potential with having Christian Bale as the villain. He's a great actor, but I feel like they just missed, you know, like they just kind of missed on that movie. It wasn't very good. Like they tried too hard to be funny, and like the jokes didn't really hit. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, just not a very good movie. I don't think it's as bad as Thor: The Dark World though. This movie is pretty terrible. Ah, okay. The most recent Spider-Man movie. I actually liked it. I think this is kind of a polarizing movie. Like I've seen there's a lot of people that really like it and a lot of people that just kind of hate it. Overall, I really like this movie. I thought it was really good. I think they did a good job with the whole multiverse thing, bringing back Doc Ock. You have the other two Spider-Mans teaming up, you know what I mean? Um, it's a very emotional movie too, dude. Like I don't know, bro. This is a really good movie. I don't think it's as good. It might be as good or this might be the best Spider-Man movie, low key. I might have lied with that first one. Dude, I really like this movie. I might have to put it ahead of the first Spider-Man. Is it better? I think it might be better than Civil War, low key. Yeah, I might have to put it ahead of Civil War also. Yeah, A tier movie for sure. I really liked I really liked that Spider Man movie. Very good movie. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. She Hulk, haven't seen it. This Werewolf, haven't seen it. Wakanda Forever, dude. Now, this is one of those new Marvel movies that I have seen, and I actually really liked this movie. I thought it was good. Um, I thought they handled like the death of T'Challa pretty well. Um, and I think that like I can't remember her name, but like her character arc, like becoming the Black Panther, I think was really good. I think they did a really good job of like developing that character to become the next Black Panther. Um, overall, I think this is actually a really solid movie. I don't know if it's as good. You know what? I might put. Is it A tier though? Because these movies in A tier are pretty good. Like the way I have this list, like right now, if it's an A or S tier, it's like peak. But if it's like S tier, it's like just like the best of the best. You know what I mean? Like right now, I only have 5 movies in S tier, and it's probably gonna stay like that. So you know what? I'm gonna put it. I might put it ahead of Doctor Strange, low key. That was a really good movie. Um, yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Actually, very, very solid movie, dude. Very good. The Ant-Man Quantum Mania, I haven't seen it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, another very good movie. I don't think it's as good as the other two Guardians movies. But, or it might be, actually. I don't know, dude. Volume 3 was good, dude. I think it's better than Civil War. I don't think it's as good as the new Spider-Man, though. So I'm going to put it right there. We have all 3 Guardians movies in A tier. And I think that's good. I think that's a good spot. It's a good ranking right there. Never saw the holiday special. Never saw Invasion. Never saw Loki. Never saw the Marvels. Never saw this movie. Never saw Wolverine and Deadpool. Yeah, the rest of these I haven't seen. So that's the list right there. Let's see, am I locking it in? I think so. I think I'm locking this in. I think this is my list. I'm trying to think, is there anything I might move around? I don't think so. I think that's a good list right there. Like I said, I plan on rewatching. Uh, I plan on rewatching all these movies and getting caught up. So once I do that, I'll make an updated tier list and I'll include some of the stuff that I haven't seen. I don't know if I'm gonna watch all the TV series. To be honest with you, I might just watch the movies. But like, I don't know. This is how I feel about the TV series, right? So I feel like we're kind of in like the streaming wars, where all these different streaming platforms, they're all trying to increase the amount of content that they have on their given services. You know what I mean? So like, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, like all these different platforms, they're just trying to like load their platforms with content. And I feel like a lot of these Marvel TV shows are kind of just Disney's way of just loading up their platform with content. And I think that's why a lot of them end up not being that good. Because I've heard a lot of bad things about some of these TV shows. And I don't know if I'm interested in watching all of them. So I might just watch the movies. But once I get caught up with the movies and everything, I'll go back and I'll probably make an updated tier list. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys. You know what time it is now.